I can say as the Knicks have now lost 2 straight games by 1 point and are down 2-1 in this first round series. Number one, they are being outcoached. I counted 3 crucial times between game 2 and game 3 where, for a reasons I cannot understand, they came out with a Brunson and Catless lineup. You saw it in game 2. I believe during the second quarter, it allowed the Hawks to erase a deficit. You saw it at the start of the fourth quarter of that game. I feel like I'm about to see what I saw in the first half, which there was just no coherent anything happening. Nothing. There was no coherent offensive sets being run. There was no pressure points, which, while ATL didn't flat out erase the deficit, the Knicks also did not extend it, and it made the offense and just the entire energy super duper stagnant. And most baffling, you saw it in this game right after Cat had done just about everything he could in the third quarter to keep New York in it, him having to just find a way to force himself to be a part of the offense. He was doing it successfully, and get this, they had already rested him. They rested him as the third quarter was kind of winding down, and then brought him back in at the end of the third to have him nor Brunson in at the beginning of the fourth. This was just a nightmare. I believe for a while, only Brunson and Anunoby had scored. So while ATL was never able to fully escape gravity just based off the first quarter, the Knicks kept coming back, making runs. Deuce McBride was a big part of that. It did give them the cushion needed to survive, and part of the reason they are surviving, again, just being outcoached. Quinn Snyder is using Dyson Daniels appropriately. As I said in the previews, they really can't do without the pressure that he brings, the defense that he brings, but it's been pretty putrid offensively from him. And I think I even noted in game 3 at a point, I was like, this is going to get worse and worse. Eventually, ATL might have to figure something out here. And they already had after game 1. They started giving Kispert minutes. But another thing they did was clean up Jonathan Kuminga so that they could still be okay and run lineups without Dyson Daniels when they needed to. And another thing I love that the Hawks are doing is they are pushing the Brunson Island button at the right time. I will go ahead and say CJ is doing far more to hurt them there than I thought he was still capable of. And this isn't like, oh, well, you didn't watch him when he was in Washington. And no, I knew he could still score. I did not know in the context of a playoff series he was going to look like a superstar creator, because that's specifically what I said is, hey, the Hawks, I don't think they have that to the level of some of the other teams that are going to hurt New York. CJ is frying their shit, bro. The Hawks have kind of turned this into where a close game favors them, because you notice in the last 2 games, it's like, yes, they will use it throughout the game, but they wait to start spamming it around while the fourth quarter is winding down. And there's just almost nothing New York can do about it. If you don't straight up trap or try to blow it up, he's just getting where he wants. Yeah, we are seeing the worst parts of that video I made months ago about New York. And I think I said, and I quote, I don't know if you can win a title or really be taken seriously when 2 of your best players are this much of a target. And then they go with McBride, and that doesn't work either, because even though he's a bit sturdier and a bit of a better defender, he's still smaller. And McCollum is just not missing, bro. I low-key would take Brunson off the floor for this game. Okay, yeah, Brunson's off the floor. I was like, bro, I would take Brunson off the floor for this possession, and it still might not matter. It still might not matter. MJ McCollum just got it. That I will happily take my L on. This is the Portland CJ McCollum that used to play next to Lillard. I mean, my goodness. Even if he doesn't get Brunson, because of the things the Knicks have to do to keep Brunson out of the matchup, it creates angles where he's got such a deep bag, he can still get to his spot and make it an open shot. I just think there's also some brain dead offense, and they'll run a successful 2-man game and immediately go away from it. They'll have a 2-man game that worked with Cat, and the next possession is immediately a stagnant, we're just passing the ball around until something happens that ends up in a contested shot type possession. I don't get it. Wow. Full switch. Tyson, like, you just had a 2-man game that worked with Cat and Brunson, and now you go right back to this offense that's just doing nothing. Good defense from the Hawks as well. Why didn't you go back to what clearly just gave them a problem? And we ended up with a Josh. Okay, bro. Meanwhile, Mikal Bridges, which is something I just said in my main channel video of, hey, he can hit all his corner threes or he can have like 5 shots and you didn't even know he was there. And get this, New York is struggling, and it's without Nickeil Alexander-Walker at his best. He ended up hitting some threes in this latest one, but based off how the season was winding down and really the shooting that he's had throughout the entire season, it's not gotten as bad as it can get yet. Hell, even Jalen Johnson, I would say, he's being more aggressive, but it's still about 50-50 with him. It really has not gotten as bad as it can get, and this is mostly great team basketball from the Hawks, and CJ absolutely dogging this franchise, bro. This Knicks team, if they go out like this, they're going bye-bye. I mean, obviously, first round. Yeah, first round. There's no question. Bro. He cooled off in the second half, but he was there when needed him at the end, and he had done enough in the first half. You're down 2-1. You are in enemy territory. It is probably time. So when you see him about to attack, you got to blow it up and trust that the ball is going to find a Dyson Daniels, or it's going to find a Kuminga, who's still not really shooting that well from 3. It's going to find one of these other guys who actually miss sometimes. Because if this is what New York is dealing with, they are dealing with the type of team that can absolutely dog them. On top of the fact they move the ball and have a lot of other features that are bothering them. But what you do going into game 4 is you don't panic. You say, there's a lot they can clean up. And for them to come back and lose by 1 here on the road again, yeah, they're slow to start first quarters, but they were as bad as they could have possibly been there. You're not out of the series. You still have advantages. But as I wrap this video up, Mike Brown, when your team can seize the game, or when one of your stars has momentum, whatever this is, stop trying to steal rest for your only 2 dedicated pressure points at the same time. I know they saw this in film in game 2. You are in the playoffs. You can only lose 4 times and then you are out. That is the one thing they can get better at, just concrete right now, because you might not be able to stop CJ. There's a whole lot of things you can adjust to and try, and it might not work, but you do not have to just give ATL a free 3 or 4 minutes to either not die or just basically rest on defense. It's 2-1. Shout out to CJ McCollum, shout out to Quinn Snyder, shout out to Kuminga. I gave him a hard time about his shot selection. They immediately dealt with that. You see that? That's coaching. And bonus round. Look, it's 7 a.m. I'm not about to make Jonathan Kuminga his own extra video here, but because I had someone jump into my mentions talking to me like I haven't watched every walking second of this series, I'm gonna do a bit extra to get my point across. So yes, Jonathan Kuminga absolutely has just taken and made some of the same shots that he has missed throughout the regular season and in this series, but he very clearly has been a focal point for Quinn Snyder to clean up what at times has felt like randomness, i.e. getting the ball here with 16 seconds and just basically driving wild into Jalen Brunson, no foul called. Getting the ball with 19 seconds here, getting a switch on Mitchell Robinson. This is really important in a couple of seconds with a clip I'm going to show, probably a minute from now. And immediately just getting up a 3 that he's not really good at these. Once again, getting the ball, right idea to attack Brunson, but really getting nowhere, just going for a fade that would have looked really cool if he banked it in. He missed it. I'll keep going, getting the switch here on McBride. 1 dribble pull up into a contested 3. Once again, he's not a great 3-point shooter. And if you watch Kuminga throughout the season, this has been a thing. He, for the times he's standing in the corner, sometimes just really gets up a quick 3, or he will go into this 2000 shooting guard mode. And that's not how he helps his team. He helps them in transition, which he's been good at. But beyond game 1, as I stated, yes, I will give you that he still does go into his mode. He's gotten a couple of shots where it's just like, why? And he's even, especially in game 3, he just made some of the 3s. But this is why you watch the whole game and not just shot highlights. Because if you do, you see in possessions like this where it would typically just be a turnaround fade. This is definitely going up. Kuminga has taken this exact shot. Instead, there's patience. He stops and just passes it out. They don't score on this possession, but Kuminga did not do the Kobe act. Later in the first, instead of a wild drive at Brunson, he tries to get the switch, gets downhill, forces a foul. We talked about in this video, Quinn Snyder trying to get Mitch off the floor. This is one of the ways. You have Kuminga in, you have him screen instead of just standing in the corner. Look at that. He's a lot faster and athletic. Knicks aren't always on a string. Bucket. Here, catches the ball at a similar time in the shot clock where he was catching it and they turned into just wild contested jumpers. Here, he's patient, drives, gets to the corner. Look at the patience to get to the rim, draw the foul, get an and 1, instead of just getting here and doing like a 1 dribble pull up or trying to turn around and fade. Doesn't even actually look for his own shot here. He's got Mitch, passes it to Okongwu, handoff, and lob. Like I said, not trying to make an entire Kuminga video, so I didn't really even show y'all. Instead of standing in the corner a lot of the times, he's posting Brunson. Check out what this does. The Knicks would rather not have Brunson on the ball. He calls for a switch, but Gabe Vincent has already started his journey to the three-point line. That was created by what? Kuminga being an active part of the offense via Quinn Snyder, not just standing in the corner or wing. Oh, look, he's got Brunson on him again. Drives, does not shoot the ball, doesn't try to back deuce down and get into a random contested jumper, doesn't jam up the offense. He gets off of it immediately, then gets the ball, sees what he can do with it, calls for a screen. See how much more thought and patience has gone into his offense rather than just doing what the fuck ever. And while this is absolutely just one of those shots, I told y'all the Mitch clip was going to be important. It's not a pull-up three. It's not a stop here and contested jumper with 6 seconds left. As a matter of fact, in the prediction video, I showed y'all him try to just shoot straight over Mitch. This time he drives, hits a foot in the paint, and yeah, he hits a tough shot here, but it's the thought and patience that went into it that is helping him be more efficient. That posting Brunson stuff now has New York trying to front him. Look at that. He's going to be able to get 2 feet in the paint. You can say this is a contested tough shot, but this fade happening here as he's already done the work to basically get under the rim and still get a pretty good shot out of this. I don't know if he's not really able to contest. It's a bucket. Oh, hey, look, I just found another one while I was editing where they bring Brunson into the action, and Kuminga clearly has an open three that the other day he would have 1000% just got that bitch up. And instead, he fakes the three and gets it to Johnson, who gets a wide open look. He is going to go on to miss this look. But again, no, Kuminga is not just doing the same things and now all of a sudden making the shots. And I'm not coping for Jonathan Kuminga slander. I'm past that age.